Hey everybody, CW here, Card Wolf, because I'm always on the hunt for great cards. How are you guys doing? It is Monday afternoon as I record this. Usually try to record in the mornings, but had a lot of work this morning, catching up after the weekend, all of that good stuff. So we are doing an afternoon edition of the Card Wolf show today. Hope your weekend was a lot of fun and relaxing, and you did some things you really were looking forward to doing. I was quite busy around here, as you can probably imagine, and nothing wrong with that. I always like to have a good time on the weekend and keep myself busy. Got a mail day today. That's what we do on Mondays here on the network, and this is from Average Joe. And I got to tell you, I got something I need to report about Average Joe that you guys. I don't think he's announced this on his channel. I don't think he said anything about this, and it needs to be said because that is where I believe the contents of this came from. Average Joe went to the National this year, and he's a very, I know you guys already know this if you watch his channel, and if you don't, I don't know what you're waiting for. I'm going to put a link to Joe's channel in the descriptive box below, and I hope you'll head over there and give him a subscription. He certainly is very worthy of it. He's a great channel. He opens all kinds of stuff. He's a very, very friendly guy, and obviously a very generous guy. This is about the 300th care package that he sent me. Joe went to the National. I don't think he's talked about it on his channel at all because he's a very modest guy, but he did go to the National this year in Illinois. He traveled out there and had an amazing time. From everything that he's told me about, he said it was just the most amazing experience. It was from everything that I've read about it and what other people have said about it, it was one of the biggest nationals, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, sports card convention that has ever taken place. So, it just sounds absolutely amazing. Joe really had quite a time out there, and this is what he picked up specifically for me when he was at the National. So obviously I did not go to the National. I do not do those things. I do not have the ability usually to do that kind of thing. So I did not go. Joe, being the kind person that he is, went and thought of me while he was roaming the floor amongst all of those tables and all of those dealers. And he found some things for me at the National that he wanted to send my way. So I can't thank you enough, Joe, for thinking of me and for letting me know how your experience went. I hope that you'll talk about it on your channel. I hope I haven't outed you too much by letting everybody know that you went there. But Joe is a very serious collector. He is extremely knowledgeable and serious about the hobby. If you haven't been over to Joe's channel, I really hope you'll go over there and give him a subscription. Watch what he brings to the table. He really is quite a collector and quite a knowledgeable guy. So I'm very, very grateful to Joe for sending me this. Whatever may be in here, I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, I'm excited to see it. So we're going to get our scissors and very carefully cut into this, the very edge of the envelope here. See what Joe has in store for us. Again, I believe all of this, according to Joe, was stuff that he picked up at the National for me. So I'm very curious to see what this stuff is. There we go. That is empty. Toss that there and put that stuff back there. Whoa, he's got some singles in here too. I'm very curious. All right, here's his note. Hey, CW, here's some stuff I picked up for you from the National this year. And I figured you can open what you want or save for dorking with dice as a nice surprise. Since this is an impromptu package, I only had a few cards I could find for the pack opening machine, my son, who Joe always sends very, very nice stuff to. Obviously, they're football singles. There may or may not be a Tom Brady that slipped in there. Well, thanks for that, Average Joe. I certainly appreciate that. I'll be putting your very nice note up here with the notes that I keep that all of you guys send me. I'm going to start with the football singles. It looked like Joe found some unopened material for me at the National this year. That is awesome. I want to see what the football singles are that he sent for my son, Mahomes. Well, that is a beautiful Mahomes deep dive insert there. My son is going to be over the moon about that. That is a really cool card. That is a beauty. I like that one a lot. That is from 2020. Panini Score, and I don't have that one. I'm pretty sure my son has never seen that one. There's a nice Lamar Jackson. That's awesome. That one may have to find its way to my collection. My son's at camp today, so he does not know about these yet. And, I'll have to maybe pick and choose what ends up getting shared with him. Beautiful Aaron Rodgers Donruss Elite card. That's a really lovely card. I know my son's going to like that. We're both very curious to see how the Jets do this year with Rodgers at the helm. And that one's all the way back to 2013. That's a really nice card. Thank you for that, Joe. I know my son's going to be really excited about that beautiful card. And there is a Fantasy Stars of Rodgers as well. Also a scorecard, and a very pretty card there. A nice insert to find in there as well. And there's a nice Tua rookie. Wow, look at that. An absolute Tua rookie. That's a really nice card as well. Love seeing that. 2020 Panini there. And Jordan Love. Wow, very interested to see how he does helming the Packers. It'll be his first full season as the Packers starting quarterback. Very curious to see how he does. Jordan Love, a product of the university right down the street from me, USU here, and that's where my son's camp is, actually. He goes to the camp that they have on campus there over the summer, so very curious to see how Jordan Love does. And there's another Lamar, pretty awesome. Very nice to see the Ravens were able to come to terms with him. Be awesome to see him take the field for them. Hopefully he can not get injured this season. That would be a huge plus as far as I'm concerned. That's been the problem with Lamar the last 2 seasons, is he keeps getting injured, especially down the stretch, which we'll see how it goes this season. I've got my fingers crossed about that. So let's see what Joe found for me at the National. He's got 2 packs of 1981 Fleer. These are awesome packs. Very, very happy to get these. I'm going to have to open one of these, quite honestly. I love 81 Fleer. They're awesome cards. I'm going to have to open one of those. I'm going to put those to the side. We're going to open that one. Let's see what else is in here. Wow, that is cool, too. I don't think I own one of these. This is, I believe, an 85 Fleer cello pack. Let's get that up close to the cameras. There you go. Check that out. With a Mattingly on the front, no less. That is really... Man, that is really cool. I love this. I do not have an 85 cello Fleer baseball pack, so that is really awesome. I can't believe it, man. Very, very kind of you, Joe, to think of me finding this on the floor of the National, finding it from a dealer there while you were walking on the floor. That is I have to write a note on this one, put a sticky note on the back so I remember where you got this and who it's from and all of that. This one's definitely going into my PC. Not going to open that one with Mattingly on the front. That is a really cool pack. Definitely go into my unopened pack collection. Now, what is this one? Well, that's got some Bo Jackson activity there. What is going on here? You get into this. Looks like we got a RAK pack. Is that what is going on here? I think this might be a RAK pack. It is indeed 1987 RAK pack. Wow, and this was a really nice thing for Joe to send. It's got Ryan Sandberg on there, who I know Joe collects. And then a rookie card of Bo Jackson right on the top. That is a really, really cool. I'm definitely not going to open this either. It's another one that I'm going to keep in my unopened pack collection. Barry Larkin on the back as well. So that is amazing. 2 rookie cards in the same cell. Jackson on the front and Barry Larkin on the back. That is a really, really cool RAK pack to get. Definitely going to keep that in my unopened pack collection. Not going to open that one. And I will put a note on the back of that. To have this stuff from Joe and to know that he found it at the National, that is really cool. Joe, thank you so much for thinking of me and for sending these awesome unopened pack finds. You know how much I love vintage unopened material and how I've collected it for so long. And these are some treasures. I will be very, very excited to add these to my collection. These are awesome. Really, really thoughtful of you to do that. And I know my son is going to be really excited about all those. I was delighted to see that there was not a Tom Brady that had accidentally fallen into that stack, or if there is, you've hidden it in such a way that I don't know I have it, which is really the best way for me to ever receive Tom Brady cards, because I'm not a big fan of the newly retired Mr. Brady. We'll see if he stays that way. I'm going to open one of these 81 Fleer cards just because I I am excited to do so. This is going to be a lot of fun here. 1981 Fleer, first year that Fleer did cards when they won their lawsuit against Topps in the early 80s. Fleer and Donruss both came out with cards for the first time, for Fleer for the first time in a long time, for decades. They came out with baseball cards. And Donruss, I don't think had ever done baseball cards before 1981. So it was a banner year for cards. For the first time in a long time, you had 3 companies doing cards. And I remember how exciting that was, buying new packs and just having 3 companies. And now, of course, you have 2 companies, but they do so many different products. It's like you have many, many more companies. But then it was 3 very distinct companies with very different products. And Fleer, I think, of the 1981 cards, I still think Fleer is the best one. I thought that then, and I still think that now. They have beautiful, clean design, wonderful photography on these cards, and a nice, thick card stock. Very excited to get into this pack. Of course, 1981, it's second-year Ricky Henderson's. Look how pink that gum is. Look at that. That is some very pink bubble gum in there. It still has the, I don't know what that is, some sort of, I never knew what that was. It still has the very faintest bubblegum smell to it. Usually a bubblegum from that era, doesn't smell like anything, but that's still just a little bit of a bubblegum smell to it. We'll start out with Rick Rhoden here out of this awesome 1981 Fleer pack sent to me by Average Joe and picked up from the National this year. Great pack for me to open. Always love this product. Rick Rhoden starts us off, and behind him is Steve Mura from the Padres. I think he pitched for the Royals for a while. Junior Kennedy, second baseman for the Reds. He did not last too long in the majors. We got Juan Beniquez with the Mariners there, looking delighted to be on that card as well. He should. Behind him, it's Kurt Bevacqua, winner of the Bubblegum Blowing Championship back in, I believe it was the 70s. I think Topps and Bazooka had some sort of agreement with Major League Baseball to have players participate in a bubblegum blowing championship, and Bevacqua won it. That was his claim to fame, which is not a bad claim to fame, I guess, but you'd rather your claim to fame be related to on-field performance. Luis Salazar, another Padres player there, Charlie Liebrandt, and Julio Cruz. We're getting several Mariners and several Pirates, a couple of Reds, and a couple of Padres. Interesting assortment for this pack. Julio Cruz was a good second baseman. He was an all-star a couple of times. Flip this over, we got Dan Schatzeder from the Tigers, and behind him, Gary Weiss. Ray Burris, good pitcher there for the Mets, pitched for the Reds too. Tug McGraw, really good relief pitcher with the Mets, and then with the Phillies, went to the World Series with them and was their relief star. We got Willie McCovey, Hall of Fame. All right, nice Hall of Famer pulled out of this 1981 Fleer pack. Definitely put that one in the Wolf layer. That's a really nice card to pull, and you see what I mean about the design. Very simple design, very clean, really nice photography on there, some good posed pictures as well as some action shots. Always like this a lot. McCovey certainly in the Wolf layer. There's Dick Davis for the Milwaukee Brewers hanging out before the game starts. Tom Houseman for the Mets. Keith Moreland, good slugger for the Phillies. I remember he stayed with them for a little while. Definitely a good home run hitter for them. And John Monofusco for the Giants. He was a good pitcher in the 70s, and his career kind of curtailed pretty quickly into the 80s. I think his arm gave out after a while. Really fun to open this. Got a nice McCovey Hall of Famer out of there. That's pretty awesome. Man, this was a good time. Thank you so much, Joe. What a thoughtful thing for you to do for me, is pick up some vintage unopened material while you were at the National. I want to see what else, and you guys have to say this in the comments. I know Joe will read the comments. We got to tell Joe we want to see everything else that he bought at the National. I want to know what else he got. I want to hear all about the experience. He needs to make a long episode on his channel where we hear all about that. Joe, thank you again. Man, all the very kind things you do for me, and certainly the nice cards you send my son. I'm super appreciative, my friend, and I look forward to our battle on Wednesday, as we always do, pack battles with Average Joe on Wednesday. I know this week's going to be a lot of fun. Tomorrow I got something new to open here on the channel for you. And then Thursday's Anything Can Happen Day. And as evidenced by last week's Anything Can Happen Day, anything really can and will happen on that day on this channel. Friday, of course, is Dorking with Dice, and we'll have a fresh box of vintage baseball to go through that day. Looking forward to getting into that, as always. Again, hope you guys are doing well, that you had a great weekend, and that your week is starting off on the right foot. I'll see you back here tomorrow, and as always, happy collecting.